Hey, what's up, fam? I was kind of right, kind of in a few ways in this chapter 8 and 0, chapter 13, I believe. I think this is 13. Yeah, 13. That's actually titled wrong from what we understand. It's supposed to be it's actually titled Shiki versus Elsie, and I guess there's some issues setting it up that it was kind of titled wrong upon the release. But they'll fix it whenever the volume comes out. But the chapter itself, it was pretty interesting in the fact that it gave a lot of information about Shiki's character, and kind of like I said with the first time Haru went all out, the first time Natsu went out, the first time now Shiki going all out, we get something that kind of defines their character in that aspect, and I liked now what it looks like his kind of overall goal potentially is. So let's talk about the chapter and then get into the things that I found really interesting about it and some of the stuff that I noticed. So obviously Elsie's talking about how she's taking note of Shiki. She's like, I want to surpass the machine. I'm still gonna call him Machine Demon King. I don't care. It's because I think it's cooler. Machine Demon King. And Shiki's like, how the hell do you know my name? So he ends up smacking around. He's trying really hard to do his normal thing, use his mobility and utility with his gravity ether gear to stick to the ceiling, but Elsie's stretchy arms isn't gonna let him. She's like smacking him around, grabbing him. Her range and kind of maneuverability with it is kind of matching up with him and blocking him pretty hard. And it leads up to kind of a flashback. He's like training with the Machine Demon King, and you see kind of like a lesson. He goes further with his ether gear abilities with his gravity control. Still trying, still getting smacked around. Goes back to another flashback, and he's like, even though I learned how to control gravity. He's still not enough to fight the Machine Demon King, and he's like, "Will I ever be as strong as you, Gramps?" And the Machine Demon King says, not with that attitude. You shouldn't want to try and strive to be me. You should pretty much strive to be you, be better than me, be your own guy, which is pretty cool. And we kind of get those further pushes to Shiki's character of just seeing what he was like very young, and furthering coming back to the chapter, like the main kind of area that it's in. Shiki is like talking to Elsie and saying like, this is who I am. I'm gonna get your ship. I'm gonna go meet Mother. It's part of my goal. And what kind of what kind of helps define his character a little bit in this chapter is when not only the flashback when you see that I guess the Machine Demon King either stopped functioning or died, or he's currently not functional at all. Maybe we'll come back later. And Shiki just really wanted to fix him. Maybe that's where his whole thing where he wants to fix all the robots stems from, which is really cool. I like that it will have a. If this is the case, it'll have a lot more meaning behind it, other than just kind of like a character quirk of like, I want to fix stuff. Hooray, I'm helpful. It's more like he probably wanted to learn how to do it so he wouldn't lose another one of his robot friends like that, like he lost his grandfather. Also, I like that the name of he's like because he mentions the name of an attack he uses at the end of the chapter, something he uses against Elsie, the Gravity Comet, which is pretty cool. Uh, I, I really look forward to further seeing where this form goes. Looks like it kind of has like it's kind of the equivalent to Natsu, like having his full fire engulfed form and using something like what we saw with Aragorn, his Fire Dragon Sword Horn. But actually, the characters that I found really interesting, and what gave me information on a little bit towards the next chapter are these guys from the Star System Alliance. Yeah, Star System Alliance Force, I guess it's called. That's a big name. Space Government Star System Alliance Force. The white-haired guy who kind of looks like Invil. His name is Justice, the big bearded dude. It's this guy Victory. They're like making jokes at each other, and this other guy named Creed is like talking about um, stuff on Elsie's ship, stuff that's going there. And what I found interesting that's on there is that he says that there might be someone else on her ship that's able to use ether gear. So this means either Elsie, or I'm guessing that kind of like black haired, like covered eyes, snake bowl haircut guy that we see standing with her. both in that big character roster poster and in the panel where she goes to the Shooting Starlight Quest Guild. That's I think it's to her left if you go back and look at it. It might be that guy because obviously that one being on the poster is going to hold more significance. So either him or Elsie can use ether gear. If it's Elsie, then that actually might mean that the fight with Elsie isn't over and it's only kind of just beginning because like I've compared it to kind of like Haru's fight with Lance and Natsu's fight with Aragorn. It's kind of like their first all-out like serious fight and not like their previous fights where it was just like the opponents might give them some trouble, but really they end up smacking them around, and they're usually just used for like kind of displaying how strong the character is themselves. And it's not the only part of the chapter that kind of pushes towards the whole thing about the fight not being over, but kind of when it gets back, I don't understand what it's like. The ether rating is yeah, so soon it'll be 100,000. It's like nothing to compare it to. I guess we'll have to find out later. I don't know, but further kind of stuff for Shiki's character, like I was talking about, is when he finds out that his grandfather, the Machine Demon King, never reached Mother, but was looking for her. So he's like, this is my way to kind of get past him. He's kind of it's interesting because here's Mishima kind of took that whole mindset that Leon had early in Fairy Tail of beating Deliora so he could surpass Ol, but using it kind of as a character motivation. And now it's like Shiki's like, this is a way that I could, get ahead of him, surpass him, continue my whole thing of moving forward and being my own guy like he wanted. I think that's pretty cool. And then it kind of goes to where his, I'm guessing power aura or something about him matched the Demon King, or sorry, Machine Demon King, as I prefer to call him, and has this his gravity comet where he has this ether gear over his whole body, and he has like these cool like little ear wings, which look pretty badass, and has this kind of super excited look to him. He's actually shaking from excitement as he's getting ready to do that from using his gravity comet, which is pretty cool. I just like it. It's just like one heavy downward like gravity induced blitz, and like I said in the spoiler review where I said like the name of the next chapter, Be Born Again or To Be Reborn Again, but all that Elsie isn't done fighting, but also what Justice says at the end where he says what is happening on that ship, there's no change in Elsie's ether, which means that means that Elsie should still be capable of fighting. It might just be that she was kind of shocked that Shiki was able to do what he just did, and she's about to get more serious. Or in reality, it was just kind of a startled state and not actually defeated or even potentially hurt. We'll find out in the next chapter, but I'm guessing that Shiki's gonna either have to sustain this gravity comet form, or he's gonna be losing this fight because it seems to be the only thing that will work on her. So good chapter. I liked there was a lot of character development for Shiki. We had both stuff on his character as in the past, but also what led up to him kind of being as we started the series, and a little bit of character development actually, which is pretty good. Some new character introductions with Justice, Creed, and what was that other guy's name? Fuck, I already forgot. Um, Victory. That's the big guy's name, the big dude with the beard. As well as we got some motivation for Shiki, which is pretty cool, and obviously, like I said, this new form. So tell me in the comments what you think about the chapter. I thought it was pretty solid. It sets up for the next chapter pretty well of whether or not she's down or up. It looks like from what I could tell, she's going to get back up, maybe use her ether gear, or use maybe some monster form, which is going to be pretty cool. So tell me, like I said, tell me in the comments what you think about that. If you like my content, you like what I have to say, maybe are interested in what else I have to say, I also do other videos, mostly manga stuff, Fairy Tail Eden Zero Black Clover, soon to be the Radiant anime, which is the first official French manga turned Japanese anime. That comes out in about 2 weeks, so look forward to the first episode of that. I'm really looking forward to it. I've been waiting for Radiant to get an anime for a while. I thought it would, and out of nowhere it just got one, which is pretty exciting. If you're subscribed to my channel already, thank you very much. If you're not, I'd appreciate it if you would subscribe. I'm probably going to do a stream in a little bit, so if you're interested, show up, and if you like my stream, comment, say something. Much appreciated. But otherwise, thank you very much for listening. Bye.